Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
College, we've got you covered. Safe, affordable, health conscious. Our tuition is less than $20,000 a year, and scholarships are available. Make your best decision ever and apply today.
To some, this is just a ball. To Iowa Farm Bureau, it's much more. It's opportunity for small-town kids to make it big. It's our youth, our community leaders, our past, our future. It's hopes and dreams, passion and pride. To Iowa Farm Bureau, this is the reason we work so hard. This is Iowa. Iowa Farm Bureau. People, progress, and pride.
Good evening. It is time for another round of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Basketball Tournament from Wells Fargo Arena, which is presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. Alongside Brian Bartini, I'm Paul Yeager, and we begin Class 2A with the number one Maquoketa Valley Wildcats. They're 23-0. And the 8th-seeded Rock Valley Rockets, who are 16-9. These two teams are on the court in front of us, Brian. They are getting ready to go. They've had a couple of shoot-arounds. They've had all day to think about playing at the state tournament. Should be fun.
It should be, Paul. And I tell you what, it's been a while since these teams have been here. Mac Valley, last one, 2013. Rock Valley hasn't been here since 2003, but that worked out pretty well for them, didn't it?
It did. It's a good history in that program. We'll get into that as we go. Let's find out how these two teams got here. The Wildcats from Maquoketa Valley, they started with a win against Starmont, then MFL Marmac, and Beckman Catholic to punch their ticket to state. They are number one in 2A. Scott Monk is their head coach. This is their 6th tournament appearance for Rock Valley. They had to play a play-in game, beat Boyden Hull, who they share some sports with, then Sibley Ocheyedan, Pocahontas area, and Emmetsburg to get into state. Jordan Grotenhuis. We'll call him Coach T, but he went over that pronunciation with me several times. They are unranked in 2A, but first tournament appearance since, as we said, 2003, Brian, when they had an okay team.
They had an okay team with a really, really good player, Dem Remedy. They won 3 in a row, a couple 2A and then a couple 1As. And one of the coaches, Heath Swanson, was an assistant coach on that under Preston Koima. So he's got some background and history, and you know what? You're playing the number one team. You're on house money, Paul. You got nothing to lose, do you?
That's right. We'll look at keys to the game in a moment when we continue our pregame show here from Wells Fargo Arena.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you, and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
And that's halftime, folks. I'm Gus Johnson, and it looks like the Clarks are starving. Over to Dad.
He goes for the Casey's app.
2 handmade pizzas.
Incredible! Casey's curbside pickup. What a play! Bringing it home. Boom! He scores with Casey's Pizza. Order any large Casey's pizza. Score another for just $5.99.
Casey's for the win.
There you see Maquoketa Valley coming to the left side of your screen, which is to the right of where Brian Bertini and I are sitting, as we have to flip things around. Watch the monitor, Brian. That's what they tell me, and I'm paying attention, and I do know what time it is, and it is time for today's Seeds for Success, and they are brought to you by Kruger Seeds. For Rock Valley, Brian, what are their keys?
Well, they want a defensive rebound. They've got to really do a good job of making one-and-dones, Paul. And they got to limit turnovers. Mac Valley's want to get out and pressure. You don't lose. You go 23-0 because you do things, the little things, very well, and they got to take care of the basketball.
For Maquoketa Valley and Scott Monk, what are their keys?
Limit turnovers again. They want to make sure that they value the basketball as well. And rebounding, not a surprise. Both squads know that two keys are the essentials. Take care of the basketball and protect it when you get a chance to have it.
Today's Seeds for Success were brought to you by Kruger Seeds. The next time you're in need of corn or soybean seed, give your local Kruger Seed dealer a call. Kruger Seeds, first class seed, first name service. Learn more at KrugerSeed.com. Hey, guess what? We got to take one more quick timeout. Get ready for the starting lineups of these two teams. But before we do that, Brian, let's just kind of preview some of these good players that we're going to see here. For Maquoketa Valley, Ella Emler, she's 14 points a game. Emerson Wittenbaugh, 13. And Taya Tucker with 13. That's a pretty good squad when you've got three players in double figures.
It is. That shows balance. And again, that probably translates into really successful, which was why you're 23-0, ranked number 1 in Class 2A.
Abby Heemstra for Rock Valley, 17 points a game. Lexi Van Kickerick, 16 points a game. And then it gets a little more interesting with some lower point totals. So when you talk about defensive stops, it's going to be key for both of these teams. So it's going to be fun. We'll have these starting lineups. We'll meet the reserves, the coaches, and continue with the pomp and circumstance of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Basketball Tournament 2A coming your way in just a moment.
You are my favorite place to go. You're at the end of my favorite.
You work hard to feed them well. That's why at Fairway, we work hard to give you the freshest produce, the highest quality meat, and the most affordable prices.
I got it.
Fairway Meat and Grocery. It's what we're all about. The Iowa Bankers Association is proud to help students reach their goals both financially and educationally. That's why they are honored to provide 5 student athletes from this year's basketball tournament with $1,000 scholarships. Follow their Facebook page. That's facebook.com/Iowa Bankers to see the winners. Always get a chance to meet some of those fantastic kids as part of the coverage of the tournament here. And Maquoketa Valley will be in the home white uniforms. The Rock Valley Rockets will be in the road black. Both of these teams feature the color black, so when you see, hopefully, Brian, they don't pass it to the wrong team, you know.
No.
The nerves, of course. That's all I mean.
I think that there's enough distinguishing difference with the white uniforms. The Rock Valley girls should be okay.
And so will Maquoketa Valley. They're just got to get those nerves out of the way, and you got to get yourself ready for basketball. And we're going to go across the way to our good friend Joe Hammond.
Girls High School Athletic Union.
How you doing?
Storied history.
Good to see you.
What we do today, we ask that everyone in attendance please join in a round of applause to show our appreciation to all the women who have participated in high school athletics in Iowa. Because once an Iowa girl, always an Iowa girl. Fans, at this time, the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and the Iowa Farm Bureau would like to recognize the outstanding sportsmanship shown by Rock Valley High School and Maquoketa Valley High School. In recognition of the importance of good sportsmanship, each state qualifying school was asked to nominate a spectator who represents their school and community in a sportsmanlike manner. Leah Reese, a member of the IGHSAU Student Athlete Advisory Committee, will present each nominee with a certificate of recognition and a $250 check payable to their school scholarship fund. Please join us in honoring these individuals whose decorum and respect for others serves as a model for all spectators attending interscholastic events. From Rock Valley, Linda Kudum, and accepting in her memory are her children, Michelle and Mike Kudum. And from Maquoketa Valley, Glenda and Steve Robertson.
The definition of sportsmanship is the quality of showing fairness, respect, and generosity towards the opposing team and officials.
Things you say and do are a direct reflection of your school and community. Please stay positive and enjoy the game.
Please stay positive and enjoy the game.
To introduce the players in tonight's quarterfinal matchup. First, the non-starters for the Rock Valley Rockets. Number 1, Tia Vantel. Number 11, Sydney Russ. Number 21, Jenna Verberg. Number 25, Megan Brandt. Number 31, Andrea Solano. And number 45, Anna Godfredson. The assistant coaches for Rock Valley are Heath Swanson and Ben DeRuyter. Now let's meet the non-starters for the Maquoketa Valley Wildcats. Number 3, Kaylin Sands. Number 5, Kennedy Roush. Number 11, Ella Menson. Number 22, Anna Nesker. Number 23, Liz McDowell. Number 25, Haley Ronnebaum. Number 31, Caitlin Nolan. Number 33, Isabel Imler. Number 35, Paige Winter. And number 44, Aaron Knipper. The assistant coaches for Maquoketa Valley are Brad Huber, Jesse Wooten, Heidi Hager, and Allie Sherman. And now, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for tonight's starting lineups? For Rock Valley, a 6-foot senior, number 13, Abby Heemstra. And for Maquoketa Valley, a 5'8 junior, number 10, Carissa Sabers. For Rock Valley, a 5'5 senior, number 15, Kylie Kudum. And for Maquoketa Valley, a 5'9 junior, number 13, Kylie Chestnut. For Rock Valley, a 5'4 senior, number 23, Maddie Struby. And for Maquoketa Valley, a 5'6 senior, number 15, Ella Imler. For Rock Valley, a 6-foot senior, number 33, Lexi Van Kekerix. And for Maquoketa Valley, a 5'9" senior, number 20, Taya Tucker. For Rock Valley, a 5'10" sophomore, number 35, Renee Van Vorst. And for Maquoketa Valley, a 5'10" senior, number 21, Emerson Wittenbaugh. The head coach for Rock Valley is Jordan DeGrotenhuis, and the head coach for Maquoketa Valley is Scott Monk. The 4 officials this evening are Antonius Tobias Lunsford, Jeff Klein, and Mike Cameron. Welcome, Rock Valley and Maquoketa Valley, to the 2021 Iowa Girls State Tournament.
Before we begin today's game, we'd like to once again thank Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor, the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, for their support. The Iowa Farm Bureau has an office located in each county across Iowa, and we'd like to thank the offices listed on your screen for their support of the 2 teams playing in our game today. Thank you, Iowa Farm Bureau, for supporting the IGHSAU and the Iowa Girl. Rockets in black, trimmed in orange. The Wildcats in white with black numbers trimmed in yellow. Opening tip goes out of bounds, off. I think it was going to be off white. And it'll go to Maquoketa Valley. Inbounding it right in front of you is Carissa Sabers. There, Brian Bertini. Glad to have you on this 2A. First round quarterfinal game, and already some trapping D back behind. Long pass is turnover, and that's Abby Heemstra bringing up the Rockets. They go down low. They'll go in, they'll go out, and they're going to try to pound it down low. Let's see how this works out. Up on the right block, that's Van Kickerix. Spins out, 3 on the way. No good. Rebound, Rockets. The shot, it's a foul. Struby is fouled on her way to the basket. All right, Brian, early on, what do you see?
Well, a lot of energy right away here from Rock Valley, and I think, if you're the team that's the 8 seeds, you want to pull the upset, you've got to provide that energy and really come out and attack, which they've done here right away.
At the line, Maddie Struby hits the first and gets her team on the board, 1-0. Struby is a senior, one of 4 seniors in the starting lineups. Hits them both. Struby 1 and 2. Rockets early.
Little 2-2-1, little half-court trap here, Paul. See if they can kind of get some turnovers, balls on the side.
They had up high. This is where you got to talking through and see, is this what we saw on film? That's Emler. Back with it, swinging it over. 3 on the way, missed, and rebound Maquoketa Valley in the paint, and then it's tied up. I think that was Kylie Chestnut.
Little nerves here, probably. Everybody's kind of trying to get that adrenaline, Paul. As you mentioned, they've been sitting around all day ready to play, and now you're finally out there. You just got to kind of settle in and get back to your game that got you here.
I asked Chris Gassawaki yesterday, I go, what'd you think of playing at 9? He says, great. I didn't have to sit around and think about the game all day. Rockets in transition. Great bucket. Van Kickerix for 2. Lexi.
Good ball movement by the Rockets right there, and they're off to the start that they wanted.
4-0 and a turnover. Scott Monk going to go to the bench right away. Kennedy Roush to check in.
Again, Mac Valley's just got to kind of relax a little bit here, Paul. Just get into their scheme, get some run-outs. They can score in a hurry.
There is something about being number 1 and being undefeated and then coming to the state tournament. Turnaround bank shot is good for Kylie Kudum.
Well, and the bank's open early here, so they'll take any points they can get.
High percentage shot there. Emler, now Wittenbaugh. Emler down low, they go to the right block. Oh, nice backdoor attempt. Trying to get to Wittenbaugh, but Rockets good sag defense. Struby flashing there is Heemstra, and she traveled.
Great move. Just forgot to put the ball down before she made the move, Paul. Paul, this is a Mac Valley team that's only given up 28 points a game. So, they make life very tough for you offensively.
Rock Valley, on the other hand, gives up 43. But right now it's Maquoketa Valley giving up almost a fourth of their game totals in the first 2 minutes. Top of the key is Sabres, way out extended. So right now, Maquoketa Valley hasn't had a clean look in the paint yet. Wittenbaugh. Now they try to go flash. All right, so what's Rock Valley doing right now, Brian? Because it has been so hard for Mac Valley to get it pounded in there.
Just a little matchup. They got enough length at the right spots, Paul, to get out and challenge shooters. They're defending, and Mac Valley is just a little hesitant right now. I think Scott Monk wants his team to get in, attack the lane, and right now they're kind of just moving the ball in the perimeter.
Wittenbaugh, 8-footer, good.
Like that. That's what you got to do, is that little mid-range jump shot right there in the middle of the lane.
Emerson breaks the seal on the score, and Mac Valley falls back into a little bit of three-quarter court. Now they got a trap right in front of us. Down low, and that's going to be a foul there on Sabre. She was all over Heemstra. So here's the thing, Brian, in 2A and 1A, in your conference you might dominate if you have one, maybe two tall or long players. But when you come to the state tournament, everybody's got one or two, maybe three long, tall players.
And they're usually fairly experienced at times, too. They've been in some big games. They've gone in some good competitions, you mentioned. You know, up in Northwest Iowa, you're running into Western Christian. You're running into, Unity Christian, who played earlier today. So there's always that ability. You're going to go against some girls with some talent. And as you mentioned, Eastern Iowa, no difference there in Mac Valley.
The Siouxland Conference is always represented here at the state. The shot is off the mark. Rebound goes back up. Still no good. And finally, Wittenbaugh rips it away for the Wildcats. Emler.
Mac Valley really wants to get out and push when they want to get some run-out points if they can, Paul.
Wittenbaugh. She has just been harassed every single time she's touched the basketball. Little high-low. Not there. They go Wittenbaugh. Bangs in. She traveled.
Well, she used the defender to try to, get off that. And she just a little awkward on the step right there and got the travel call.
6-2, Rock Valley leads Maquoketa Valley. Rock Valley in far northwest Iowa. Maquoketa Valley in mid-eastern Iowa. 8-foot bank again. Van Kickericks for two.
The forgotten shot in basketball, Paul. That little 14-foot shot and put it off the glass to boot.
Oh, anytime we get a representation of the six-player era, I love it. Nice drive. Imler kicks to the left side. Here comes the three from Roush. Rattles around and good.
Wow, that's a big one for the Mac Valley right there. They just need to kind of get that. They want to energize and get into their press. That's why you do it.
Still a three-quarter look, and they just don't get back in time to trap after half court. Van Tall now back up to Van Voorst. Van Tall, they flash back up Van Kickeritz. Van Kickeritz again. She now has 6 of their 10 points.
Yeah, the defender didn't come up and challenge that, and as mentioned, she had a clean look at it.
Emler and Wittenbaugh break the press on their own. Emler in her 14 points a game hasn't had a really good look or even tried to shoot yet. Thinks about it there. Man, the Rockets D is just all over. Emler for three. Back of the iron, no good. Rebound. That was Abby Heemstra. Trap. Heemstra now throws it in to the front row of the press area, and going out to chase it is Van Voorst. She had no chance to get that.
Oh, that was the right pass, though. The defense had collapsed on the post player, and she kicked out. Just a little miscommunication.
Substitutions in today's game are brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. Wittenbaugh, left side, kicks it. Now Sabres. Waits for Emler, gets it to her. Emler dribbles to the left. Wittenbaugh. Three on the way from Tucker, no good. Van Voorst is there. Van Tall, they get it into Van Kickericks again, and they collapse on her in a hurry. Three, no. Bodies go down, and it's Rock Valley with the board. Van Kickeritz is fouled, in the act of shooting.
Well, right now, Paul, it looks like Rock Valley's getting those 50-50 balls, at both ends of the floor, and that's the difference why they've got a 5-point lead right now.
Well, Rock Valley wanted to rebound defensively. They've done that. They've limited turnovers so far, and they're being aggressive with purpose on offense. Does that sound like what we've seen?
Well, and if Coach T, as you mentioned, can get those points in and accomplish, they're going to be in a good spot here later we go in this ball game.
Van Kickeritz, who topped 1,000 points in her career. Her and Abby Heemstra, very similar players, and so far Van Kickeritz is leading Rock Valley with 8 points. Heemstra's yet to score.
But, Maquoketa Valley is a team of runs. They're going to go on a run here, and we're going to see how Rock Valley is going to respond to that.
Emler trapped. She cannot get rid of it. There were 3 black jerseys there. And now the Rockets somehow have numbers back behind. Shot is blocked. Van Voorst's shot was blocked.
Well, it looked like maybe a run out, Paul. They're going to get the steal, in a quick basket, but a good recovery by Maquoketa Valley to knock that out of bounds.
The Rockets will retain it. On the left side of your screen, they get it into Heemstra. Now, again, you go to the hot hand.
Oh, she's banked a lot of shots because she's just really comfortable with that shot. And, yeah, this is exactly what Coach T wanted to start here in this first quarter.
14-5. The 8 seed leading 1. Turnaround from the right elbow is long for Tucker.
Yeah, really important now. Rock Valley doing a good job, one and dones.
And out front, losing it for a moment's Van Kickeritz. Van Tall. Maquoketa Valley's really packing the defense in. They're not guarding that post, and then underneath, the shot hits the bottom side of the iron by Heemstra.
Well, that was where they wanted the ball. Heemstra just the pass carried her too far into the rim, as you mentioned, Paul, and missed opportunity for Rock Valley.
Again, pressure for Emler. And again, a loose ball. Emler, Wittenbaugh, back to Emler, top of the 3. Still missing. Wittenbaugh grabs it, puts it on the floor, forces the shot, trying to draw contact, may have had some. No foul. They play on. Down to the block. Nice post move, and we'll shoot 2 for Abby Heemstra.
So how you beat an over-aggressive defense, Paul, is you skip the ball across quickly where the defense can't rotate, and then you get your offensive players have to continue to move, and that's what Rock Valley is doing right now. They're really getting Maquoketa Valley to scramble, and they're finding spots on the interior of the defense.
Well, Rock Valley, statistically, as Heemstra has the first free throw go off the mark, they're only a 25% 3 shooting team. So if you're Scott Monk, of course that's what you're going to force them to do. Shoot the 3. That's not what they do.
But the ball out there, and if you recover too fast, challenge shooters, run out on shooters, you allow lanes for passes and girls to get around. And right now, Rock Valley, that mid-range shot has been their point, and they got a 10-point lead, Paul.
Final 20 seconds of the first quarter. Chestnut, now Tucker, Emler. And the Rockets have kind of backed off just a little bit. Roush. Here comes Emler. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. You're going to have to shoot the ball. You can't get it to her. That's going to end the quarter. Maquoketa Valley doesn't even get a good look at the basket. We played 1. 15-5 Rock Valley.
Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Des Moines, the S's are silent. The fun is always loud. And now it's easy to plan your Des Moines adventure. Introducing the Catch List. A list of all things you can't miss. All the thrills, all the chills, hops and drops. Des Moines is a city of love that'll put a smile on your face. It's easy to picture yourself here. Find your adventure at catchdesmoines.com/catchlist today.
At Central College, we've got you covered. Safe, affordable, health conscious. Our tuition is less than $20,000 a year, and scholarships are available. Make your best decision ever and apply today.
Central College has a tuition price less than $20,000. That means college experience that opens doors for a lifetime is more affordable than ever, and scholarships are still available. Apply today at central.edu. Maquoketa Valley comes out of the break. Brian?
Emma Emler, nice open basket. Probably a little talk right there by Coach Monk to say, hey, girls, let's be aggressive offensively.
We're talking in the break between the quarters here, Scott, or Brian. What do you think Scott Monk was saying?
Relax. There's still 3 quarters of basketball to go. Don't look at the scoreboard. Play the game. We got us to 23-0, which is we're confident in being aggressive, and that's what Emler did right out of the quarter break.
Still some pressure extended for Rock Valley. Emler with it, way out. She'll step in, think about the 3. She's not threatening to shoot everything.
No, they really want to get the ball down into Wittenbaugh, but she's going to have to pop out. And you know what? She says, you bank them at your end. We got banks in Maquoketa Valley, too.
First 3 of the game for Maquoketa Valley. Second 3. Roush hit one earlier. Rockets in transition. Go with what works. You go with Van Kickerick. She had 10 in the first quarter. She's got 2 to start.
Now you know why she scored 1,000 points. She's pretty creative with the basketball with either hand.
She averages 16. She's got 12 already. 17-10, Rock Valley. Emler. Sabres. Chestnut. Really no good looks at the block. Kick.
A little better offensive flow right now from Maquoketa Valley in the second quarter there, Paul. You look a little bit more, they're still being patient, but they're looking a little bit more looking inside.
Emler for 3. Backspin looked good off the release because it was. Emler, 5 points in this quarter.
She hit that one to hit the quarter. That kind of got her going, Paul, and you can just see her confidence. She relaxed a lot.
Well, I think a bank shot does that too when Wittenbaugh hit that. Loose ball, and who's going to get it? Rock Valley. We're going to have a hold on 21 as the official looks around to see who that is. That's Emerson Wittenbaugh. So Emerson, her mother Brandy, was on the 89 West Central Maynard team. They went to the state semifinals.
That would have
Emerson's
been Mr. Gene Kling squad.
Yeah, it was a Gene Kling squad. I was going to tell a Gene Kling story, and here we go. We have a timeout on the court. But it was only a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here for a moment. So, Brian, Gene Kling, longtime coach at West Central, 6th player, then was out of basketball for what did he take, 1 year, maybe 2, and then he was up at Waukon.
Won a state title, a 5-player up there, you bet.
And Waukon played yesterday.
Here's a fact for you, too. With the town that Gene Kling's from, up there in northeast Iowa, same town, Steve Moon, longtime winner, Carol Ruglin, also from that. So 3 Hall of Fame coaches with over, I don't know how many, maybe 2,000 wins up there for those 3 guys.
It's a lot of good basketball over the years. All right, 6 minutes to play. Nice drive. Heemstra and 1.
Well, Heemstra, the other 1,000-point scorer too, Paul, and moves like that, it's easy to see why.
I don't know if Rock Valley is just a step faster on every aspect right now of this game. Or is it just they're hustling?
I think they're hustling. They're playing with a purpose. I think you come in at the number 8, you got a little chip on your shoulder, and if you get off to a fast start, you can build on that momentum. And they've just kind of every time Maquoketa has a basket, they find a way to answer.
Heemstra now with 4 on the free throw, and some pressure from Rock Valley. 2013 Rockets in the lead. High flash, Chestnut into the corner. 3 launched and 3 delivered for Kennedy Roush.
That's a nice job by Roush right there. Get her feet set, took the pass, delivered it.
She hit big 3s against MFL Marmac, and that's the weapon in Coach Scott Monk's back pocket. And so far, he's used that card to perfection.
Well, sometimes it's not when you get your points, it's when you make those shots.
Confidence. timing. Backdoor cut, too hard of a pass for.
Yeah, Kekerick's just a little bit
Kudum.
too hot on that, yep. So here's that little chance now. It's a 4-point game. Another couple baskets, and Mac Valley's right back where they need to be.
So Coach Monk says we like to get it to Taya and Emerson. It has been hard to get it to Taya. Emerson's had the ball quite a bit, Wittenbaugh. Coach also says, hey, we also play free will, not 4 out, but right now they're having to play 4 out against this Rocket defense. Backdoor pass is there for Maquoketa Valley.
So, yeah, now you're seeing Maquoketa Valley relax, and now they're the aggressives right now, and see how Rock Valley responds, Paul.
Chestnut for 2, pulls Maquoketa Valley within 2. Going to the hole, and fouled on her way to the basket is Kylie Kudum.
Well, that's how you do it. You attack the basket, and that's what Rock Valley needs to do. Is if Maquoketa Valley wants to spread that defense out, when you get a chance on the run out, Paul, or attack the basket, you got to go to it.
There's a look at the bucket on the other end with Chestnut. And now the first free throw is good from Kylie Kudum.
And as you know, Paul, too, over the years, you watch tournaments get down here throughout the season. It's really about matchups. How do you match up with your opponent? I think Rock Valley feels really comfortable about how they match up with Maquoketa Valley.
In and out, no good, and maybe that's one of those points that gets left on the floor, Brian.
Yeah, it is, and it's little hidden points that sometimes you think they aren't big deals, but in the game, they might be the difference makers.
During your coaching days, that didn't drive you nuts, did it?
Always. Because you always remember those points you left out, not the ones you got.
Taya Tucker for 2, and we're back within 1. Closest Maquoketa Valley has been since the opening minute. Rockets swing it. Kudum was there for a moment. Now they go all the way back to Struby. Go to the power that's gotten you this far. Shot a little strong for Van Kickericks, and it's a foul. And it's going to be on Rock Valley's Abby Heemstra.
Yeah. Kickericks had that little runner that she likes to do. That time it wasn't friendly on the bank. And through all this thing, Paul, when it looked like Rock Valley had all the momentum, a 10-point lead, Maquoketa Valley has a chance to take the lead on this possession.
Mac Valley is out of the Tri-Rivers. They're in the town of Delhi.
Well, and look at their schedule. They beat North Lynn, and they've got Springville twice. Both those teams down here at the state tournament. So it's not like they're playing teams without good championship pedigrees.
To the right side, Emler, the senior, kicks it. Now shooting the 3 and missing was Tucker. Rebound put back up by Chestnut's no good. Kicked ball, loose ball, and Maquoketa Valley again on this possession.
Heemstra just got the ball a little bit too out far in front, and nice recovery by the Wildcats.
Brad Huber runs up to Scott Monk and calls a play. Those two have been together for a long time. Nice drive. Tucker's left runner won't go. Bringing it in is Heemstra. Oh, nice catch and transition shot. Just not there for Heemstra.
Yeah, that's perfect. Hit that trailer, and she had a nice open look. Come up short, but again, a one-and-done possession. Wildcats with the ball.
Just under 3 minutes to play in this first half. Been a good one so far. Sometimes the 1-8 is a little questionable. 2-8, in my opinion, wide open. Emler, 15-footer from the right side, no good. Not quite the shot she wanted.
And fatigue might play a factor. There hasn't been a lot of stoppage of whistles, Paul, and both teams not going to the bench too far down the line.
Emerson Wittenbaugh has been on the seat for a couple of minutes here.
See, Taya Tucker, she's enjoying this little break right now, isn't she?
And now we're going to have a foul Tucker out front on Van Vorst, who was dribbling the basketball. So that's Tucker's second.
Should be a 1-and-1. Yeah, that's the 8th team foul. So right now, I don't know if you're Maquoketa Valley, you want to put the team, it's been pretty hot at the line here, back at the free throw stripe.
Van Vorst, as you can see, a nice tall player, plays volleyball, does track. Sometimes can be that point guard and top of the zone player. That's a lot of attributes to help a team. Misses the first free throw. In position for the board was Chestnut. And now Scott Monk makes the call, and Ella Emler goes to work.
really backing off Roush. She's got to look at that basket.
Emler, step back, shoot the three, miss it. We're in and out, going down to the ground to get it. Emler's going to get a chance to pop again. She'll pass it off to Roush, who's hit a couple of threes this game. Down low, now back out. Chestnut just not really looking to shoot right now. She's setting screens. She got to have all 5 willing to shoot the ball. As we approach the 92nd mark of the half, Tucker drives, and she pushes and forces it just a little bit and draws contact.
Well, she got the seam she wanted, Paul. The defense has shifted over on the ball. The ball reverse beat that, and Tucker went left side. As you mentioned, draw the contact, and much-needed free throws, I think, coming up for the Wildcats.
Maquoketa Valley as a team shoots 63%. And the first free throw from Tucker, who's a 60% free throw shooter.
So if you're Coach Scott Monkey, whether that emotional charge that Rock Valley threw at you that first 8+ minutes, and you find yourself now 1 free throw away from being tied up, it's got to feel pretty good.
Hits the shot, missed them both. Missed points, but good rebound. Kylie Chestnut.
Yeah, right place, right time.
Chestnut's had a couple of big boards here, Brian.
She just needs to look to score. They're going to back off her. I think she's the girl that can get some open shots.
Sabres with it. Chestnut not willing to take that shot yet. Emler surveys.
Wittenbaugh been on the bench or on the sidelines for quite a while here, Paul.
Into the corner for Sabres. A little over pursuit, so now we got ourselves a little free basketball. Before Chestnut could move the ball, Van Tall commits the foul.
I thought Tucker might take that up. She passed into traffic, and only the 4th team foul, so still no free throws on the bonus for the Wildcats.
Let's see, coming in was Haley Ronnebaum. Under 50 seconds. Emler is told from the sideline to pull it out.
Well, if it gets down to 25 seconds, Coach Monk might just decide to take the last shot here.
Some teams can hold it. Some teams, when they try to hold it, they take their foot off the gas. The engine sputters a little bit. Let's see what the Wildcats do.
Yeah, I think he's at that point now, realizes 30 seconds. Let's see if we can get the last shot. Either go down 1 or we'll go up with the lead.
Sabres back with it. Now Emler. 20 seconds, first half. Not Rock Valley by 1.
What you don't want is a turnover here near half court and get an easy run out for Rock Valley.
And now Rock Valley extends the pressure. Good strategy there because you're going to force it. Now we're going to have a foul.
Well, it's still not bonus yet. That's not a bad foul as long as it's not in a shooting act, which results in free throws.
And now Emerson Wittenbaugh and Taya Tucker will come back in on another IMTINS.com insurance.
Little offense here.
Substitution.
A little bit, opportunities probably get inside the post if they can.
7 seconds, and now we're going to have stepping on the line is Emerson Wittenbaugh.
Yeah, Emmer's pass just took her out too far, and she had nowhere to go.
In a very famous spot here in the Wells Fargo Arena. Yesterday there was a play right about that exact same moment in the Southeast Polk Centennial
game. So is that going to be known as the spot then, Paul?
It could be. 6 seconds, now 5. Van Kickericks, top of the key, she traveled.
She knew it. She was trying to look for her teammate. I think she was going to look for Heemster rolling out. Couldn't get free.
So now quick change coming in again, Wittenbaugh and Tucker.
Still time to get a shot off here as you go toward the hoop.
2.7, Emler forces it, pushes it up, and banks it. No shot, or no foul called on that shot. So Rock Valley will go in with a 21-20 halftime lead. It was a big second quarter for Maquoketa Valley. They outscore Rock Valley 15-6, Brian, and we'll discuss some strategy. We'll think it over here a little bit, but real fast, as you're going into the locker rooms, what are your impressions?
Well, I think Rock Valley, Coach T's got to feel good. I mean, they had a great start. They had the big quarter of the first one. And if you're Coach Monk, you got to feel our girls responded. They got that opening basket to start the second quarter, and they really kind of spurred them on. And, we got ourselves set up for a really good second half.
All right, we'll step away and come back with some of our halftime content, and we'll recap scores and get you ready for the rest of the night here at Wells Fargo Arena. Halftime, Rock Valley 21, Maquoketa Valley 20. This is Class 2A State Tournament Basketball along the digital network from the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, presented by Iowa Farm Bureau.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
The Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to present this amazing state tournament and celebrate the accomplishments of Iowa's top teams and student athletes. To the Iowa Farm Bureau, this is more than just a sport. It's a chance for a small town kid to make it big. It's our future leaders. It's a reason to do more, to be more. And it's that farm strong spirit that can be found only in Iowa. Congratulations to the student athletes, the coaches on a successful year. And remember, the task ahead of you is never greater than the strength within you.
I hear you're looking for a great college where you can get an affordable education. SWIC is the place for you.
I appreciate the personalized attention.
And I've gotten to meet people from all around the world.
The SWIC student housing is incredible.
I like SWIC's hands-on training.
And I'll start my career in 2 years.
I can schedule my classes online or face-to-face.
SWIC feels like a community, like family,
like home. SWIC is a place for you.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
Rock Valley is the 8th seed, and they are playing with house money. They lead by 1, 21-20. Lexi Van Kickericks, 12 points to lead all scorers. Maquoketa Valley won the second quarter 15-6, but they have one more point to climb and kind of relax a little bit and just see what they can do as the number one team in Class 2A. So we will step away for a moment as we have a special feature with the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and the title sponsor, Iowa Farm Bureau.
And we'd like to welcome you into the halftime show. I'm Tom Florian with the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. We hope you've enjoyed the first half of action here at today's game. The Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament here now in its 102nd edition in Des Moines, a great event for the state of Iowa. And we here at the Girls Union are so thankful for those who support us in putting on this fantastic event, none of which are more important and great as Iowa Farm Bureau, our proud title sponsor. Joining me now here at halftime is President of Iowa Farm Bureau, Craig Hill. Craig, good to see you.
Good to see you, Tom.
Well, thank you so much for joining us here. We want to tell the viewers about Iowa Farm Bureau and the support that you provide to the Iowa Girls Union. My first question to you would be, why does the Iowa Farm Bureau invest in and support the Iowa Girls Athletic Union?
Oh, well, Tom, the Iowa Farm Bureau has been the title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union now for 16 years. And we're thrilled, once again, to be a part of what we consider to be the best girls' state tournament in the country. And it does showcase Iowa's elite teams, our elite players, and I would suggest our elite fans as well. But we recognize the pandemic. It has certainly made the trip to qualify for this tournament just a little bit more challenging. And, I would suggest that it's also a testament to the ability of our student athletes to adapt and to persist through these tough times. So we're just so proud of these student athletes.
And you mentioned the student athletes and how they've grown and persevered through this challenging year. Talk about why Iowa Farm Bureau is so invested in supporting Iowa's youth.
Oh, well, Tom, I'm a farmer, but I've always said that our kids here in Iowa are our most important crop. And that's why the Iowa Farm Bureau provides just over $250,000 in scholarships to students each and every year. More than $450,000 over the last 8 years for Iowa's teachers in terms of classroom supplies, as well as our sponsorship of 4-H and FFA and many other youth organizations, but of course, the Governor's Scholar Program. And we recognize academic students academics and students in Iowa through that program.
And you mentioned recognizing and providing recognition and scholarship opportunities for youth in Iowa. But these student athletes here on the court today, they're actually taking home some other types of souvenirs, if you will, from the state tournament. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, each player will receive a signature ball, a basketball that coaches and players can sign. Everyone can keep as a keepsake and kind of a reminder of what the journey has been to get them here to the state tournament. So it's an opportunity for us to provide some good memories and keep that keepsake in front of them as they go on as being leaders in Iowa in our communities.
A cool keepsake, most definitely. Well, Craig, we are out of time here at halftime, but I want to thank you again for your support of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and everything that you do. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Tom.
Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
They say that imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Maybe that's why scientists are trying to recreate real meat. Trying to duplicate the taste and texture, often using more than 20 ingredients. But why tamper with what Mother Nature already perfected? A more complete, high-quality protein, Iowa Raised Meat is the original health food, with 9 essential amino acids necessary for the human diet. Nutrients that are hard to get from plant-based proteins. Best of all, the real meat on your dinner table tonight was sustainably raised with love by Iowa farm families. As much as people may try, there's just no substitute for the taste, texture, and nutrition of nature's perfect protein. But hey, keep at it. It's flattering that so many products want to be us.
Sometimes people who seem to know everything.
Dental insurance costs a fortune and it covers nothing.
Don't. For instance, personal plans from Delta Dental cut the cost of many procedures in half. So be careful what you hear.
How important are teeth anyway?
Get the facts. Contact Delta Dental about saving with personal dental plans today.
Des Moines, the yeses are silent. The fun is always loud. And now it's easy to plan your Des Moines adventure. Introducing the Catch List. A list of all things you can't miss. All the thrills, all the chills, hops and drops. Des Moines is a city of love that'll put a smile on your face. It's easy to picture yourself here. Find your adventure at catchdesmoines.com/catchlist today.
And that's halftime, folks. I'm Gus Johnson, and it looks like the Clarks are starving. Over to Dad.
He goes for the Casey's app.
2 handmade pizzas.
Incredible! Casey's curbside pickup. What a play! Bringing it home. Boom! He scores with Casey's Pizza. Order any large Casey's Pizza. Score another for just $5.99. Casey's for the win.
Fans, official state tournament merchandise is now available online. Time to get your smartphones out. Just scan the QR code on your screen now or visit IGHSAU.org to browse and customize your merchandise to match your style. Along with Brian Bertini, I'm Paul Yeager, and this Class 2A game, Brian, I should have said it at the onset. You've got 2 teams that have played at state before, but just not any of these players In fact, not even when they were in 8th grade or 7th grade. I mean, it's been a long time for these two squads. Then you've got a number 1 team who hasn't lost, and you've got a team that's lost, playing with no fear, up by 1 right now, and the stats kind of show that. As we take a look at some of these statistics, Rock Valley is 7 of 15 from the field for 46%. That's above their average, or that's actually right. That is above their average. But Mac Valley is 8 of 20 for 40%, shooting for 3. Wildcats there, but the free throws, that's what kind of caught your attention. 7 of 10 for Rock Valley.
Well, it was. They attacked the basket. They really had a lot of energy early, and they were getting to the basket, getting the lane, and they got fouled on a few of those. And it really just kind of, and then it slows the game down. You're also getting points. It doesn't allow the other team to get, transition points as well. So, yeah, I mean, Rock Valley, although Coach T probably feels like they left a few points out on the floor but he's still going to be really happy where they are here after 16 minutes.
So I try to keep stats during the game, fouls, points, and things like that, and I had missed all 3 fouls writing down for Emerson Wittenball. That's why she wasn't playing. She has 3 fouls, 2 fouls for Taya Tucker, and 2 for Kennedy Roush. That is going to become a major point here in the second half. So you kind of talked about what the two teams would talk about, but what do you think Rock Valley discussed?
Well, 1, they don't have anybody in foul trouble. Everybody, most they have is 1. So they can be ultra aggressive. That's what kind of got them going that first quarter, Paul, was their aggressive defense. They were getting to those 50-50 balls, really getting out and attacking, trapping when they could, and got kind of Maquoketa Valley out of sync offensively. So I think Coach T likes what his team can do defensively. I think they still got to look to get that mid-range jump shot. Abby Heemstra, Lexi Van Kekericks were getting all those nice little shots, 10, 12 feet, using the banks at times. Get back to that. For Maquoketa Valley, they just got to relax. When Emler kind of relaxed a little bit, you saw some points. And if Emerson Wittenball, she's got 3 fouls, but they got to try to get her the ball in that post area because, boy, she can be effective.
The Rockets, 16-9. And their losses this season came to Central Lyon, Sheldon, West Lyon, Boyden Hull, Sibley Ocheyedan, Sioux Center, and Unity Christian. All teams that you see most of those teams you see on a regular basis at the state tournament. Well, look at this. Maquoketa Valley brings some pressure. And before Kylie Chestnut can get rid of it, she travels.
But you know what? That's okay. Coach Monk likes that because the energy, that's what he wanted to see. How is this team going to respond here? And that's exactly what he wanted, was they just got ultra aggressive right there. Almost had that turnover. It was going to lead to a run out if she could got the ball away, Paul.
And there's a quick look at that replay of the pressure defense. So the Rockets go to work. That's Struby. Out there is Van Kekericks, who had 12 first-half points. That first shot misses, but right there for the putback is Abby Heemstra.
She knows what to do with her around the basket. Again, nobody boxed her out, and Heemstra, easy putback.
A little pressure from the Wildcats. Emler stops it just inside the timeline. They go to the corner for Sabres. So Tucker gets the start here. She normally does, but on the bench is Wittenball with 3 and laying it in.
Wow, nice job by Taya Tucker. Moving without the ball, Paul. She was really active right there. She got herself open and finished nicely.
Into the corner, wide open with Struby. Quickly collapsing is Kennedy Roush, who gets the second half start, along with Sabres, Tucker, Emler, and Chestnut. For Rock Valley, it's Heemstra, Kudum, Struby, Van Kekericks, and Van Vorst, the starting 5, and a whistle.
Looks like a blocking foul right there.
So it looks like there must be something on this side of the floor because Maquoketa Valley is doing the same attacking defense that Rock Valley did on defense on this side in the first half.
I think they like being closer to us. Maybe that's it, right?
Could be. Van Kekericks, nice move, throws the shoulder, gets rid of the basketball. Good cross-court pass again, one more to the corner. Shot is long, and then on the rebound, there's going to be a foul on Kylie Kudum.
Yep, she pushed off a little bit, tried to get that. She saw that long rebound coming and pushed off, so a couple quick fouls here for Rock Valley.
Up on the front of that defense is Renee Van Vorst. You see her right there at the circle. She'll guard Emler. And the Wildcats look to stay out of the press. Now, one thing that Coach Monk said he did is he brought in some boys to help get ready for the physical length and strength that Rock Valley brings to kind of get used to it. A lot of teams do that. Emler for three. It looked good from the moment it left your hand.
Well, she might have missed her first few, but boy, she's settled in nicely.
And now we have a hustle play, and almost creating a turnover is Emler and Tucker.
Well, that's the first lead for Mac Valley. Boy, it just kind of energizes not only the team, but look at the crowd behind them, Paul.
They're in black from Delaware County. I'm supposed to say it's God's country, but in Iowa, everything is. I mean, everything looks good. Friends from that area watching, alumni. Once you're from a town, you're always from a town, right, Brian?
Yes, that's right.
You still look at the scores of where you've coached,
you
right?
You do, you bet. Yeah, you always like to see. Sometimes you see, former players now that have their own children playing, you bet.
That doesn't make you feel old, does it?
Very much so.
Van Kickerick's underneath. Back out, way up open is three. And missing the shot was Van Voorst, and the Rockets get a second chance.
Yeah, you can hear Coach Monk over there monitoring the team. We got to get those rebounds. Don't let second chance points to this team.
Into the baseline, and it goes off of. Yeah, it goes off of Maquoketa Valley's Kennedy
Roush.
Rock
Valley can get some perimeter production, Paul. They're really going to make life tough for Mac Valley because then they're going to have to extend that defense and open up lanes for the inside game.
And that's a turnover.
Well, it's like Kickericks took that one right off the nose. Little half-court trap again here by Rock Valley, kind of 1-2-2.
Wildcats break it, but now let's see how they attack it. Great extended defense from Rock Valley. Tucker, Chestnut.
I'd be worried about if I'm Rock Valley to kick out to Emler because she's hit her last two.
Emler pulls up her dribble, and here comes some Rockets for help. Into the corner. They're trying to move the basketball. And there, you know what? Right there, Brian. In the corner. Three shot. That's going to be long off the Sabres' hand. And Van Voorst clears.
Good push by Rock Valley here. See if they can get a free run out.
Oh, nice interior. Now back out. Three, set up, shoot up. No good. And Tucker the board.
And that's the shot that Coach T needed right there, is that inside out. Get that three in transition if they could.
That would have absolutely got them going and made them feel like they belong. Now when you're trailing in the second half, all of a sudden every tick. Emler wide open three. Got it.
Bang, yep. She's feeling it, Paul, right now. And Coach T knows that they're going to have to find somebody to get out and guard her.
Her last three buckets have been from the three-point line. She now has 11.
Well, suddenly now you look up your Rock Valley, you're trailing by 5.
Into the corner, Van Kickerick's, whereas she was not in that first half. She was in the paint. But Rock Valley going over the top of that defense with some passes, and it's stolen away by Kylie Chestnut.
Well, she's been in the right place, the right time a lot of times tonight. She's not going to get you a lot of points offensively, but, boy, she works hard.
Emler walks it up. Under 4, 28-23. Maquoketa Valley, 5-point advantage. Didn't lead at all in the first half. Tucker drives in, left-handed runner, short. Rebound, and on the way back.
Who is it again, right there?
Kylie Chestnut.
And you need players like that, Paul, on your team that they're just put on a hard hat, lunch pail, and they go to work. They grind it. They work defensively. They know they're not going to be the girl that's going to get a lot of the scoring glory, but they don't mind.
Timeout, Rock Valley. Here's that play again underneath. Chestnut, who goes up. As Coach says, she's got the wingspan of a pterodactyl. That's a nice compliment, but when you saw that play right there on the replay, she clearly had the long arms to go up and get it.
Well, and she also has the knack, Paul, to read the angles of the rebound. A lot of times you just rely on your jumping ability, but it's a game of angles, and she did a good job of finding out where the shot was going to be, and nobody boxed her out, and she got in there and got her hands on it and rewarded with the ball.
Coach Monk said last week, he said, hey, we want to be very disciplined on both sides of the ball. We'll run when we can, but are okay at playing at a steady pace. Do you think they're playing at a steady pace in the second half?
They had that quick energy we saw right out of the shoot, and they got that steal. They got a basket. Emler's hit a couple big threes, and, they're playing more of the Wildcat style of basketball I think they were looking forward to.
Chestnut, a 35% free throw shooter, misses the first one. So we get a look at the basket cam. Slam cam. here at Wells Fargo Arena in downtown Des Moines. The second free throw doesn't hit anything.
And that's okay. I mean, it's a girl. If you get points from her there, they're bonus points. But her job is, you can see her nice little grin on her face as Kylie Chestnut. Now she's going to play defense and be ready to roll. And
I'm leaving things on the court now, apparently. It was a butter. I just can't shake the farm stuff there, Brian.
That's an Iowa thing, isn't it?
It is. Heemstra. They go back to Heemstra underneath from the left side. Nice pass.
Back pick right there. Screen and nice. That all started with a nice pass right there. That's a big basket for Rock Valley.
Heemstra with 8. She normally has 17, and now the Rockets are back within 3, 28-25. Chestnut, they're daring her to shoot.
Yeah, they're backing off so they can basically sag her off and clog up the defense in the lane.
Tucker kicks. Emler delivers another 3.
Well, that's one girl I don't want to leave open right now. I think Coach T may have to think about going to kind of like a man or a box and one.
And Tucker's out front on the defense. They kick to the corner. I was going to say Van Tall, before she could pass it, she kind of jumped up with the fake.
She did. She thought about what she wanted to do. She knew what she wanted to do. She just had too active a feet.
2:55 to play. 31-25. Maquoketa Valley, number 1.
And suddenly, Ella Imler's got 14 points ball, and she's just started to light up for 3.
Top of the right side. It's Tucker's shot is off the mark. Van Tall the rebound. Heemstra in transition. Kicks it. Oh, the trailer was Struby, and she's tied up. Jump ball.
Yep, she did. That's one of those 50-50 calls. Half the group are going to like it, half aren't, but it ends up kind of being like a turnover on the possession as Maquoketa Valley will get it.
All right, so when do you expect the Rockets to play back to that intense full court? Right there, they had an opportunity to maybe change the tempo a little bit.
They got to get some perimeter points to this defense by Maquoketa Valley really sagging in.
And nearly a steal up front is Struby, and it's a 5-second call. Oh, palmed the ball.
That was just I don't want to call foul on either girl because they're playing so hard. Let's get it stopped and reset.
Emerson Wittenbaugh to check back in on another IMT insurance substitution. And remember that they're all brought to you on these substitutions by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. 2:15 to play, third quarter. Emler in transition.
Well, right now it doesn't matter if she's shooting from 20 feet or 4 feet, Paul. She's the girl that's got this lead up where it is.
She's got 10 second-half points. Into the left side, Van Voorst. Now into the corner for Struby. The block. Stolen away. They were going to Van Kickericks. There was Tucker. Tucker goes to the right block, lays it in, and scores.
Oh, she kind of took a circumpath get there, went to the right side, and this is why you get to 23-0, Paul, is you find a way to get girls involved.
Timeout, Rock Valley. So, Maquoketa Valley, Ella Emler, between her 7th and 8th grade year, lost one of her best friends, and it's somebody that's been with this team for all of these years in high school. Anna Nefsker, they put her name in the scorebook each game. They've done that. She was killed in an accident there between 7th and 8th grade, and it's just something that these girls have had to live with for their whole lives. And then Maquoketa Valley lost a male from this same class, and they were both honorary king and queen at homecoming this year. Brian, sometimes sports is more than just what's on the court. It's about life.
Well, it is, and it teaches those things. It teaches about integrity. It teaches about, care and compassion and all those things. And that's just a nice tip of respect and also how important that people are, teammates. They last beyond your uniforms.
Swung over to Van Voorst. Back to live action. Van Kickericks. There you go. That's the shot she had. And grabbing it is Chestnut, and she's knocked to the ground, and another foul on Rock Valley.
And, Paul, you're right on there. Van Kickericks got the ball right where she did the first half. The first half she was making the shots a little short, maybe fatigue, legs going a little bit, leaving that thing short. But right now Rock Valley's got to find points somewhere as this game's starting to get dangerously away from them.
Wittenbaugh back in, and out is Kennedy Roush. And here comes that pressure. Trying to find a trap are the Rockets, and it just looks like they're a little bit more tired than they were earlier. Dribbling and traveling with it is Carissa Sabers, the junior.
Well, again, they come out, they threw the first few punches, so to speak, and Rock Valley had Maquoketa Valley on their heels, but Maquoketa Valley was close enough, Paul. They stayed with it. It was only 1 point lead at halftime, and they got that first basket, and boy, they just kind of never looked back here in this third quarter.
Minute 5 to play here in the quarter. 10-point advantage for Mac Valley. Van Kickericks, fake right, now pass. Good pass. Nice run, and we'll have probably some free throws there as Struby was fouled on her way to the basket.
Again, and part of what we talked about, too, was a little bit more energy and active recovery and rotation for the Mac Valley Wildcats defense.
That is the second team foul for Maquoketa Valley. That's a little script flipper from the first half, as the first free throw is good for Maddie Struby. She now has 3. Cross-country athlete as well as track. Rock Valley, you're like, I've heard that name before. Boyden Hull, Rock Valley, they share some sports. Not all of them. Emerson Wittenbaugh, the rebound.
Of course, like I said, back in the early 2000s, Rock Valley was the team to beat with Dem Reberty and group. They just rolled through 3 state titles, and the legacy of those girls, I'm sure Rock Valley know about that name, and they would like to continue to see if they could add to it.
Well, there are so many good players that have come up from that area. And pick a team that they're on. I mean,
right.
It could be on Western Christian. It could be on
Unity Christian.
Rock Valley,
yeah,
Unity Christian.
Yeah, you've got lots of good talent up there, both in volleyball and basketball.
Wittenbaugh with 15 seconds in the quarter. Oh, Emler behind the defense is fouled. She did the big ball and head fake and got Van Kickericks in the air.
That was a beautiful fake. It looked like Kickericks thought it was going to go out. And like you said, she just threaded the needle, did Wittenbaugh, and put it right on the money. And boy, what a good girl to have at the free throw line right now is the girl that's been making about everything, Paul.
So look at Emler's face now, Brian. Does she look any different than she did in the first half?
Well, she looks calm, relaxed, and confident, and who wouldn't be if you don't miss shots?
Well, and that's one thing Coach Monk said. He goes, you can't tell if we're up 40 or down 40 with Emler. Her face is the same. That's someone who doesn't get rattled as she hits 2 free throws now for 18.
Well, she's just been dead solid here, and she's been the girl that stepped up when they needed it.
5 seconds before half. Stolen away by the Wildcats. Sabers now to Emler. 1 second on the clock. Shot off before the buzzer. Good if it goes. It doesn't. But Maquoketa Valley erases the deficit and then some. They lead 37-26 the fourth quarter when we return.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
You are my favorite place to go. You're at the end of my favorite.
You work hard to feed them well. That's why at Fairway, we work hard to give you the freshest produce, the highest quality meat, and the most affordable prices.
You shed a light that guides me home. I got it. You're my
Fairway Meat and Grocery. It's what we're all about.
Central College has a tuition price less than $20,000. That means the college experience that opens doors for a lifetime is now more affordable than ever, and scholarships are still available. Apply today at central.edu. Along with Brian Bertini, I'm Paul Yeager. Quarter number 4, Class 2A.
Well,
this is the 1-8 game, Brian.
Yep,
what do you got?
They got to come out and get a score here early.
It was a 17-5 third quarter for the Wildcats. They go Van Kickeret, and she travels.
She just double shifted her feet, Paul. It was a nice entry. They had what they wanted, her going to the basket, but just didn't get it to fall. Now another chance for Mac Valley to extend this lead.
Rock Valley scored 15 points in the first quarter. They've scored a combined 11 in the second and third frames. So it has been a much better defensive effort from Mac Valley.
Now, if you're Mac Valley, you got to make sure you don't get caught too cautious and play not to lose, Paul. You still got to attack and go back to what got you that lead in the third quarter.
Because as you found, the Rockets, once they get hot and they get some confidence, anything is possible.
Well, they're not in foul trouble, so they can be ultra aggressive and get out and really challenge.
Wittenbaugh spins around right elbow. Now they go back to Chestnut. And then the hot hand. Ella Emler, 18 points. She had 3 3-pointers in the third quarter. And that's exactly what Maquoketa Valley is doing. They are taking some time off the clock. They've already milked a minute.
Well, you got an 11-point lead. You'll trade baskets all day long for 6 minutes to close out a game.
Wittenbaugh to the right side. 3 shot is no good. Rebound, you guessed it. She traveled. Yep.
Yeah. Well,
Chestnut, she grabbed it and she knew. She goes, I have no chance. I can't get rid of it quick enough.
I think she thinks any shot that's missed, whether she's on the floor, Paul, she can get to. She might be right.
Well, Chestnut, sometimes they tell players that you got to do everything. She is a junior on a senior-heavy squad. Emler picks the pocket. It's just Emler in the basket, and she missed because great defense by Van Voorst. And we're going to have a whistle. Hold on here. What do we got, a foul or a...
Yeah, I think he's going to get a foul on one of the...
On Tucker, and that'll be her third.
Yeah. Good officiating right there. Get everybody under control. Let everybody kind of settle down and walk away. There's a lot of emotions on the players, fans, coaches, and sometimes you just need a calming voice, right, Paul?
You just need that, and just... I think you were exactly right with the very first thing you said, the breath, the time.
Yeah.
Oh, catch, shoot, release. Oh, good-looking shot there by Heemstra. And now another whistle, and who's in the middle of it again? Kylie Chestnut.
Why not? She says, I bet she's got bumps and bruises, and she's used to being on the floor, all sorts of things. But you know what? She'll gladly take it for a couple more games, Paul. She'd love to see if she could extend this.
6:20 to play, 37-26. Wildcats in front of Rockets. That's Maquoketa Valley leading Rock Valley. And now Emler's got to hurry. She's going to be close to the 10 count. Does get it across. Wittenbaugh comes to the rescue.
Wittenbaugh's done a nice job just being that calming factor in the middle to kind of reverse the ball.
Chestnut, pass, Wittenbaugh, right block, high off the glass, score.
Well, Kylie can rebound, but she can also dish out an assist, and that was a big one, Paul.
Wittenbaugh with 7. Loose ball, tied up, and a timeout. Rock Valley, 5:45 to play here in the third quarter. Back in a moment.
Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
All right, Brian Bertini, this is where I get into trouble each time, is when I start naming the towns that are involved in the school. Can you name the 3 that are a part of Maquoketa Valley?
I know one. It's Delhi.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the other 2.
Hopkinton.
Oh, yep, okay, yep.
And Earlville.
I love it.
Earlville Gym. We used to play in the Earlville Gym back when I was at Jessup. We'd go over there. Tiny, tiny facility. It's not always about facilities because the Maquoketa Valley boys were always good. That was always a good rivalry for the Jayhawks.
Well, and if the crowd's on top of you in some of those small gyms, it just suffocates you, and yeah, it's definitely going to be home court advantage.
And Maquoketa Valley has had some very good girls programs here as of late. Scott Monk in his...
I think Tom Pesca was the coach there for a long time as well.
Yep, 15th year for Monk at... for the Wildcats, stepping out of bounds or Rock Valley.
Again, so just missed opportunities. They were getting those points early, Paul, in the game and converting on that, and that's why they had that early lead. They were up by 10 at one time. I think it was 25-15.
And here comes some pressure from Rock Valley. Van Voorst ties it up. Is it going to be a jump ball or a foul? They are going to call a foul. Van Kickerix is whistled for the foul, and that is her fourth.
Team foul, too, so the next one will put the Wildcats at the line 1-1.
Emler across midcourt. Stops, kicks to the right side. Sabres. Wittenball rips it away. Into the corner. And now we're seeing that pressure defense from the Rockets that we saw in that first quarter, but they just haven't been able to reach the Wildcats. Oh, they were trying to go to Tucker on the back side.
Yeah, almost running a 4-out spread right now. Coach Scott Monk wants to spread it out. He'll take the layups and short shots by the hoop, and of course free throws, but they're going to make Rock Valley really extend the defense.
Interior pass, Wittenball, right block. She'll have 2 free throws as she's fouled in the act of shooting.
You know, she's been pretty quiet, but boy, tell you what, she's had a huge impact here in the second half. I like what she's done, Paul, by reversing the ball, getting to the right teammates, moving without the ball, being that distributor of the ball when they need an outlet.
Wittenball hits the first. She now has 8, and she is a senior, and she is going to go play basketball at Loris in Dubuque, not too terribly far away on Highway 20. Second shot is good.
But first she'd like to see if she could extend her season at least one more game, right?
That would be the objective. Shot is off the mark by Van Tall. Van Kickerix for 3, banks it in.
Well,
maybe that'll get him going.
Well, and that's a start. You need points in chunks, and you got to find a way to now get a couple stops.
And Emler finally gets some help from Tucker out on the front end, and she is fouled, and we got a couple of feet tied up. Van Tall is helped up by her teammate Heemstra. Heemstra will go next year to Concordia of Nebraska.
It's in Seward, yeah. Nice campus, nice school out there.
And, Van Heemstra is, leading rebounder. She's the all-region type of player. I mean, she's always on all of those squads. That says something in that league. Free throw won't go for Tucker.
Door still open here for Rock Valley. Find a way to get a quick score.
Absolutely. Driving and then drawing contact right away is Kylie Kudum.
So now you get a chance to score with the clock stop, Paul, which is a bonus. And, if Kudum can make a couple of free throws, you get this under double digits.
41-29, 4:23 to go here in the final 8-minute frame. Kudum, 39% free throw shooter, and misses the first.
Those are ones you got to have right now. You got to find a way to make gains when you get stops and turnovers. You got to chip in this lead, get this down to a manageable number. Then you can go to work.
Coach T talks about we just need to win now, win this possession, and right there they got 1 of 2, so they would win that possession.
A little bit more extent of D here. It's 1-2-2, a little bit 3-quarter court now.
Emler just dribbles through it.
I think the way she's been shooting, the way she handles the ball, she's going to have the ball in the hands of the majority here the final few minutes.
And she is tied up out front, and then ripped away jump ball, and they're going to get it. Exactly, Renee Van Voorst.
Well, it'll stay with Maquoketa Valley for the time being, but the next one then will go back to Rock Valley. But so the key is Mac Valley just wants to hold possessions.
They'll inbound it right in front of us here. Emler with Van Voorst out in the front of that 2-3. Wide open underneath was Tucker. But right now, Maquoketa Valley, they're going to be content with playing 2-on-3 out front. Through the arms of Wittenball, losing it, and timeout, Scott Monk.
Well, he saw disaster coming and got the timeout before he lost possession.
So the winner of this game will play 10 a.m. Friday morning in the 2A semifinal. And that will be the first of many games that day, but one less game than normal. The other half of this bracket, Nottoway Valley and Northland, that'll tip at 9 tonight. tomorrow morning.
Yeah, Nottoway Valley also undefeated. And, of course, North Lynn, you're defending 2A state champ. Minus the Flanagan girls, but you know what? They're back here, and they're back here for a reason because those girls, there's just a talent flow right there in that school.
Dyke New Hartford and Trainer tip at 10 a.m. tomorrow. The Wolverines are 23-0, and West Branch and Grundy Center in the other half of that 2A bracket. And then we'll get to 1A yet tomorrow before we flip over to semis. Wittenbaugh, the left side, touches every part of the rim for two.
She was pretty quiet offensively first half, but, boy, she's had some big baskets, and every time the Rock Valley scores, Mac Valley's got an answer.
Wildcats by 13. Nice cut to the basket and score. Van Voorst, her first 2 of the game.
Yep, you got to find a way to score. Right now, though, unfortunately, Paul, you can't trade baskets.
Wildcats look to get a stop. Wittenbaugh. Now over to Chestnut. Maybe
she's the girl you want to foul, I think, being about 35% shooter.
They go to Van Voorst, look for them to foul her, and they do.
God, trying to get the ball at her hands as fast as she could, wasn't she?
All she's doing is just disrupting the flow. And I think we're in the bonus now. Yep.
She looked over at Coach Monk. She goes, Coach, I got this. I'm going to make some free throws for us.
Chestnut is called the best defensive player they have. Would you agree?
Yes. She's just scrappy. Very, very, very intuitive in knowing how to rotate and where to be with the ball, and whether it be, getting rebounds or just getting into passing lanes.
The free throw is good.
Told you. Look at her. She's like, I had that all the way, I think.
I think. She now has 3 points. 12-point advantage, Maquoketa Valley, with 3:13 to play here in the fourth quarter. Second free throw is off the mark. Van Kickericks the board.
Thing is, for Mac Valley, you added a point to your total and keep extending the lead.
And Rock Valley is trying to just find a way to get that basket and maybe pressure, cause a foul. And right there, it's pressure by Mac Valley that causes a turnover.
Wittenbaugh did a great job of just going straight up and using the behind the backboard, the inline Paul right there to kind of act as defenders and gave her no chance to score.
Wittenbaugh gets it in. Now Tucker has a defender on her right side. Now to the corner into Kennedy Roush, who had a couple of threes earlier in this game. Emler now to Sabres. Emler's going to touch this ball a lot.
Well, now at the 250, 240 mark, now after Scott Monk, you're going to pull the ball out and just go look for layups and free throws.
Or and then we have a foul. No. Timeout? Foul.
No, timeout. Or foul. Yeah, foul.
Okay.
And I believe, is that the 10th foul?
Struby, 2.
Yep. 10th foul, so now double bonus the rest of the way for Mac Valley. So you're guaranteed 2 free throws, Paul. That's huge.
Tucker hits the first shot, so we have to pick a Casey's player of the game in a little bit here, Brian. And here's the thing. Watching Tucker, if you're Scott Monk and you don't have Taya Tucker in that second and specifically second quarter, I'm not sure you live to tell and have the run in the third quarter. Even though she only has 7 points, she was huge.
Well, sometimes it's when you get those points, Paul. I mean, and you're right. She kept him close enough. Rock Valley had a 10-point lead early, and it looked like Rock Valley might get that distance and make it a tough uphill climb, but your players step up, they get points, they keep you close and put you in this position maybe to move on to the next round.
Into the corner for 3. Kudum for a moment thought about it. She'll get the basketball back. She'll turn around and shoot it. Long off the iron, Emler the board, and she's fouled by Heemstra.
Yep, now it's just going to finish it out. Mac Valley's done what they need to do. They weathered that couple, good punches from this Rock Valley squad that come out and threw everything they had at them early, Paul. And, they rattled the Mac Valley team. But you're 23-0, and you've got seniors that have been through some. You're playing Springfield and North Lynn. You're used to this, and they showed their mettle here today, and they're going to have a chance to continue their season, I think.
Maquoketa Valley, their opponents were 166 and 161. They were 15-0 against teams that were over 500 as Emler hits 19 and 20. And Maquoketa Valley would have had a tougher game. Van Kickericks for 3.
Well, fine. Yeah, just maybe a little bit too late right now, but I love the way she sets up and shoots.
She's a senior headed to Northwestern. Tucker is just going to lay it up, and she'll get 2.
Again, you'll take layups, and Coach Monk's applauding that because nobody picked up Tucker, as you mentioned. She said, nobody's going to get in front of me. I'll go all the way to the hoop.
Scott Monk, one of the organizers of Rivalry Saturday in Cedar Rapids. They had it scheduled one date, postponed because of COVID, and then the second date was postponed because of ice as Tucker hits the first free throw. And that's been an opportunity for some teams to get some cross-state matchups and maybe play somebody that out of conference, short turnaround, bigger court. They play it at Coe College now. But just didn't happen. First time they had to cancel that. 3 on the way, no good from Van Kickerix.
Yeah, Tucker, nice rebound again. Boy, Kylie Chestnut still working hard on defense. Paul, as you mentioned, she's scrambling, trying to get out and cover Van Kickerix if she can.
We'll walk the length to the other end of the court. And Taya Tucker.
Couple more points. I think you might see Coach Monk start to pull out some players. Now you know you're probably going to move on. You want to make sure you don't get those unnecessary injuries, Paul, that can really kind of curtail an outstanding season.
Tucker uses every part of the rim twice to get that one to fall. Tucker makes it go splash just like she did on a big home run as a sophomore into Scott Monk's van at a softball game. Coach says she still owes me $500. In transition, the shot no good by Struby, but she's going to shoot some free throws at 1:31, but down 15, you need every point at every moment.
Yeah, like I said, they missed a chance in that early third quarter, Paul, to kind of stay, the match. Maquoketa Valley Energy will go basket for basket. Mac Valley just kind of pulled away, and Rock Valley's perimeter shooting and mid-range shots just kind of fell by the wayside.
Van Kickerix, Wittenbaugh on her. Oh, nice kick for Heemstra. Threes, no good. Wittenbaugh rips it away. Jump ball. Alternating possession.
Says, I had that clean, but okay, I guess we'll stay here.
I don't have a whistle, and I don't have stripes on.
Yeah, she did. She probably wouldn't agree with that, would she?
Heemstra inbound underneath their own basket. Van Kickerix with 1:22 to play. Launches the 3, misses. Yes. Tucker, the board. And a foul on Struby there.
Yeah, just kind of a foul to kind of get stopped and leave the door somewhat open. 15 points. Again, they got to be really impressed with Mac Valley's second half defense, Paul. They really went to lockdown here in the second half.
So Wittenbaugh, the senior, at the free throw line. 11 points, and she hits.
I mean, it was 21-20 Rock Valley with the lead, so they've only allowed 14 points this second half to the Rockets.
Jenna Verberg comes in, and going out is Renee Van Vorst. Wittenbaugh misses the second rebound for Van Kickerix. Heemstra. Now Van Kickerix, 3. Rattles around, no good. Emler the rebound. Under a minute to play now.
Van Kickerix had a couple good looks. Some of those were falling in the first half, and second half just not enough, and we'll get a timeout, Mac Valley.
And they're going to empty the bench, as will Rock Valley. Big hands for the seniors for both of these squads.
Well, it showed the grit and determination for Mac Valley when they looked like they might have been on the ropes, Paul.
All right, we'll take a quick break. The final 51.9.
Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
51.9, we got to pick a Casey's player of the game, and it is down between Taya Tucker and Ella Emler. And Brian, this one's tough. Emler with points, but Tucker was huge.
Let's go Ty Tucker. She had that moment in the second quarter when her team needed her. She did a lot of little things and kept them close, and then really came through with some big rebounds and played great defense. And those are little unsung elements of the game you need.
Casey's is a proud sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Today's player of the game. Casey's is at the heart of many Iowa communities, cheering on our local teams and fans, making sure there's fresh pizza ready, win or lose. Sign up for the new Casey's Rewards, the rewards program that gives back by letting you redeem points for Casey's Cash, fuel discounts, or donations to local schools. All right, we have some new players in for both of these squads. We're going to try to quickly get them in. Kaylin Sands right there with it is Haley Ronebaum. And also is Erin Knipper. And Paige Winter. And for Rock Valley, looks like you've got Andrea Solano and Megan Brandt. Maquoketa Valley holds out for a 51-35 win in tournament game number 1. Brian, Rock Valley scored double digits in the first quarter, but only scored single digits the final 3, 6, 5, and 9.
Well, again, it was 21-20. Rock Valley had the 1-point lead. You're thinking, hey, we got this team right where we want them. And then Mac Valley come out with all that energy, Paul, and then went into lockdown defense. They only allowed 14 points in the second half. And Ella Imler hit some big shots, but their team defense really stepped up.
Girls High School Athletic Union. Presenting awards from the IGHSAU are Gary Ross and Gene Berger. Congratulations to head coach Jordan to Grotenhire and, check that, to Groton Heiss and the Rockets from Rock Valley on an outstanding basketball season. And now, Ella Miller of Maquoketa Valley will advance her team to the next round on the official bracket at center court. Hey, Maquoketa Valley fans, your team advances to the semifinals and will play the winner of Nottoway Valley and North Lynn on Friday, March 5th at 10 a.m. Fans, on behalf of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, we thank you for your support and attendance. As a reminder, please exit the arena now so that we can prepare for the next game. Due to COVID-19, you are asked to greet your team off-site. Tickets for the next round can be purchased online and delivered straight to your mobile device. Just scan the QR code on the video board now or visit HighVTix.com.
All right.
Once again, we
the
please
Rockets
ask that you exit.
Getting their team photo, and maybe not quite the memory that they were hoping for. Rock Valley came out, Brian. Guns a-blazing, firing all cylinders, whatever phrase you want to use, it was working for Rock Valley early.
Well, I think it probably took the shock Mac Valley with the energy that they had right away, and it really kind of got them on their heels. But credit to Coach Scott Monk. They settled down. They got through that initial wave, got in the second quarter down 1.5, and then they got regrouped, added the energy they needed, and Emma Elmer hit some big shots, and they just took off. And, like, again, they went to defense, and that's why, look at this. They only averaged 28 points a game. Now you know why. They only gave up 35 for this game.
So there's a look at Ella Emler, some of those big shots, and there's a drive by Abby Heemstra, who would finish with 8 points for Rock Valley. But Ella Emler with 20. She had 4 threes, all coming after the first frame. They were in the second and third quarters. It was a huge third quarter. Taya Tucker, she had 9. Emerson Wittenbaugh, 12 for Maquoketa Valley, 3 for Chestnut, 6 for Roush, for a total of 51. Let's finish Rock Valley scoring. Heemstra, 8, 3 for Struve, Van Kickerix, 18, and Renee Van Vorst, 2. Rock Valley finishes the year at 16-10. Maquoketa Valley improves to 24-0. All right, Brian, this is a tough question. This is the first game of 2A, but Maquoketa Valley could be in a position, if they play like they did in the second half, to play on Saturday afternoon.
Well, and sometimes Coach Monk knows you get down here and you got to weather the storm. You got to find out where you're at. You're playing a team you don't know a lot about, Rock Valley, and they weathered it. You weren't quite sure how are they going to handle it. Are they going to crumble and fall away, or they're going to gather the troops and regroup? And I think he got his answer, and I think sometimes, Paul, once you take a hit like that and you get back up off the ground, boy, you can survive that first round. You can roll on. And I tell you what, we're going to wait the winner of Nottoway Valley North Lynn. And if I'm one of those two teams, this is going to be a dangerous team to look toward.
Should be a fun one to watch. We'll have it here next on the Girls Union Digital Network, sponsored and brought to you by, powered by Mid-American Energy. For Brian Bertini, I'm Paul Yeager. That will do it for our coverage of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Basketball Tournament for 2021. For all of the crew here and for all of you watching, thank you so very much. Again, this has been our live coverage of the 2021 Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. So long from Des Moines.